Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This shir is entitled Daf Yomi Chagiga Zayin Amud Aleph. The Gemara quotes the famous Mishnah we say every morning. Ailu Devarim she'en lahem shiur Gemilut Chasadim. These are the Mitzvoth which have no shiur. More one does, the greater the mitzvah is. The more chesed one does, the more learning that one does. These mitzvahs, there might be a minimal standard, but the sky is the limit. I think there's a very important lesson, something we should think about every morning when we say this Mishnah. I think it could give us a little bit of a guidance regarding Chumrot, stringencies. I think sometimes people run after Chumrot and stringencies, and I don't know if it's always proper. A person has to know what kind of stringencies one should take upon himself, and what kind of stringencies it may be best to avoid at that point in his life. A person goes in and decides he's going to stand for all of laning. It may be a good idea, it may not be a good idea. The Rabbi does mention such an idea. It's a very nice concept. It's Kriyas Torah is like Kabbalah Torah. Is he ready for such a Chumrah? Is he not ready? Certainly something he should discuss with his posek. Other kind of Chumras as well. Person goes ahead, decides, I'm going to take upon myself gebrachs on Pesach. It's not his family minhag, it's not his tradition. He's going to be machmir. Why are you going to take that upon yourself? Something that you went to the sugya and you convinced that's the halacha? That's one thing. You just decide you're going to be machmir for what? It's a lot of tircha for the family. It's not the family masarah. And why is he running after such a chumrah? Something he has to analyze with his posek. Over here, on the other hand, the Mishnah is telling you there are mitzvah where the more you do the mitzvah, the better you are. The only thing is a minimal standard, because Allah always has to be set up with a minimal standard. So learning, yes, you are technically yotze if you learn something in the morning and something at night, but that's not the goal. The very goal of the mitzvah is to be involved in learning in a serious manner. Chesed. The goal is to be a Baal Chesed. There may be some minimal standards, but there's a goal to be a Baal Chesed, and Rayon, Habikurim, and all of those. So the very goal of these mitzvot is to be involved in a serious and intense manner, but the Torah let you be yotze with a minimal amount. There, in these cases, I think, a Chumrah is very much warranted, where a person wants to be a full Ben Torah and learn as much as he possibly can. Of course, also in a reasonable way. It's not an expense to his family and other factors as well, of course. Chesed also shouldn't be at the expense of his family, his wife, etc., etc. But his goal should be involved in Chesed as much as possible in a realistic manner, to learn as much as possible in a realistic manner. These, to me, are the Chumrot that a person should naturally run after. Other Chumrot and the other examples that we mentioned, to me, is a case-by-case matter. The person should discuss it with the posek in a very serious manner. So in sum, this Mishnah we say every morning, I think the Mishnah is telling us when you should be machmir on those mitzvot, where the involvement in the mitzvah is really the goal, and the halach is just telling you a minimal shir, then run after the quote chumrah. In other cases, proceed with caution. Expression I always like to use, have chumrot with chochma. Shalom.